So I was scrolling on my iPad recently, like I usually do from time to time, and the YouTube algorithm blessed me with something that I never really looked for on YouTube, and I didn't know that I wanted, but I definitely need it. I say all that to say, yesterday I was making some coffee, and on YouTube I saw a story pop up about 6 lions who were brothers in South Africa who killed 40% of all the lions in their region in a quest to rule their territory. I clicked on the video, I saw the 10-minute story, and I was blown away. I had no idea about all the trials and tribulations that lions go through, especially male lions, in their quest to survive. From that point on, as you've probably guessed, I went down a rabbit hole of watching more videos about these particular lions and their tribe and where they came from. And that was pretty much my Sunday. What I learned by hearing about these lions, because they are Mapogo, it's Mapogo. And I'm not going to give away the entire story. I'll link in the description a YouTube channel where you could go and watch and listen to the story yourself. I won't do it justice. However, the story tracks these 6 lions who were brothers and how they came up from when they were cubs all the way till their demise. The lions ruled from around 2006 to 2012. And during their reign, they were vicious, they were brutal, but they also were very fond of one another. And the reason behind this podcast episode is I've had this on my mind after hearing their story. And one thing that continued to ring true for me is competition in life is necessary. We all are competing, even if we don't know it yet. Part of being someone who thrives in life is understanding the reality of life. Watching these videos and hearing the stories of these lion prides in Africa hit home with me because it showed the true nature and the true instincts of these creatures. And it made me think about the climate of everything that we have going on in life. We have savagery, we have compassion, we have family and family ties and the bond that you share between your family and people you are close to, and commitments to the group. You have death, you have life. There's so many ties to what goes on the Serengeti, what goes on in Africa, on the plains between these creatures and their adversaries and fellow lions. It blew my mind just watching the story, seeing how vicious they are. And it made me realize that we deal with a lot of the same things in life, in our reality. And some people are blinded by the modern conveniences we have, by the fact that you have a job that you go to, or you have a way to earn a living. But with that being said, we still are competing. Inherently, part of being a living creature, being a human being, is competing. The fact that you are here is a miracle. Everybody who has been birthed is a warrior and a winner, because just to be conceived and to be alive is, you're one in millions and millions of possibilities to even be here. So if this is your first time listening, I am your host, Monte Lee. This is the Karat Juice Podcast. And I wanted to make sure that today I spoke about the message of competition and how important it really is in life. Don't forget that. That's what I want you to leave with here today. So, housekeeping. Do me a favor. If you enjoyed this podcast, you enjoyed the content that I'm putting out, please rate and review the podcast, please. 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. Share it with a friend if you feel so inclined, if you think they would get value out of it. Here on the podcast, I provide commentary and perspective on popular culture, things I find interesting. We talk about dating here and there. I also add in true crime if I think it's worth covering. And I also will add in productivity tips if you want to know how to be more productive and, hey, maybe even start a podcast yourself. So without further delay, I don't want to waste your time. So I'm going to get right into the content. Competition. Why does it exist? Biologically, I would say competition is hardwired into nearly every living creature. It's a biological imperative. I know you've heard before, only the strong survive. The stronger creatures, like if you've seen it like in birds, for example, a lot of the times you'll see if there's a hatchling of birds, the mother is going to get food, or the parents are going to get food. They bring food back. If one of the hatchlings is stronger than the other hatchlings, it will take the food before that other hatchling. And over time, if the other hatchling is weaker and smaller, the mother won't feed the other hatchling because it knows inherently it has a least of a chance of survival. Now, I know that's a bit crude, but what I'm starting to understand and know is, as a human being, you have to compartmentalize the human experience and realize, hey, we don't all have the same set of, we don't all have the same set of skills. We don't all have the same set of abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. But once you make it here and once you're here on earth, we all are competing. What the end goal is and what your final goal and point you want to reach, that could vary. But life in itself is a competition. Are you going to show up every day and do your best? Are you going to try to be the best version of yourself each and every day? That's what I want you to think about. And that's the mentality that I think gets lost in the culture, where everybody is trying to just pass out participation trophies for people, when inherently part of the human experience and part of your journey is going through obstacles, struggling sometimes, not having it all figured out. I think that gets lost nowadays, and it's important. Watching the Mapogo lions go through their rise and their fall helped me to slow down and just understand that we are all just trying to survive. We are all just trying to make it. We are all just trying to figure this thing called life out. And we could get lost in all of the distractions of life if we lose sight of that. Now, I'm not condoning the route and the nature these lions go about, but dominating their region. I'm not talking about violence here. But what I am saying and trying to add to you is, instead of claws and instead of brutality, the weapon of choice for these magnificent lions. I mean, these guys were huge, huge manes, bulky, strong, powerful, majestic. Instead of having those weapons, why don't you arm yourself to succeed in life with knowledge, with awareness, with critical thinking, with determination and mental fortitude? We are in some very strange times when it comes to the state of the country, with the midterm elections coming up, with inflation at an all-time high, with the Supreme Court passing or overturning Roe v. Wade. There are a lot of different stories swirling around in the culture. But one thing rings true. Whether you like it or not, you are going to have to compete. You are going to have to compete to be able to earn more income. That's a fact. It's something that you can't change. You need to make yourself valuable if you're in a situation that you're not fond of. The same thing goes for your political affiliation. If you don't like a certain law, if you don't like policy that just got voted in, if you don't like that Roe v. Wade just got overturned, well, what can you do about it from here? That is incumbent upon you and how many people you can sway to go to the ballot box and vote for it in your state. It's about competition. It's about making sure that you don't let life happen to you. You go and you act upon and you change your own reality by doing, by being the best version of yourself, by not laying down. I'll say it like this. I have a newfound respect for all the creatures that are in Africa, that are on the Serengeti, the gazelles, the lions, the zebra, the hippo, the hyena. It goes on and on. I kind of envy that their lives are so simple. When they get up, they're not thinking about what I need to do today. It's already ingrained in them. Water, food, safety, family, lineage. Repeat. I think all of the things that we have going on into today, at least for me, do you ever have in your mind where you think like, what are we here for? What is all of this about? Why am I going to work every day? Why am I spending time on this certain thing? Is there a better way for me to utilize my time than how I'm doing it right now? I have these thoughts a lot. And they're starting to become more prevalent in my mind recently. I have realized, and I'm starting to kind of come to grips with, sometimes the best thing that you can do in your life is slow down a bit and take a step back and just have some awareness on everything that's going on around you. Now, me personally, I'm not where I want to be in life. I like my life. I like what I have going on, but I have bigger goals and aspirations, things I want to accomplish. And I think more so than anything, I want to start putting out things that are going to impact people in a profound way. I'm not sure exactly what that is just yet, but I'm going to fall forward trying to accomplish that. I don't even know if this is making a lot of sense, but it's real, at least. Too often in so many things that we experience in life, different problems or situations that we got going on, looking at the gas prices, trying to figure out. I know some people are feeling like this right now, looking at the gas. Do I spend money on gas, or do I spend it on medicine for my family member or for my child? Or do I stay at the job that I dislike but is paying the bills, but I haven't got a raise in a couple of years? Is that your situation? There's seasons in life. There's times that are tough. There's times that are great. There's ebbs and flows in life. There's peaks and valleys. But I wanted to at least let you know this. You have to compete. In life, you have to compete. People will try to tell you that you can't do something. People are going to try to tell you you need something to be able to accomplish your dreams. And I'm sitting here to tell you the number one thing that I am certain of that will ensure that you are going to fail is if you believe it in your mind. What I'm starting to recognize with media, with other people, with programming that's been happening for decades. The key to keeping you from reaching your full potential is your belief that you can't reach your full potential. That's what you need to guard against. I want you to compete. I want you to win. I'm competing as well. And you want to know something? Let me tell you a story. I played sports in high school and in college. I played basketball. I love basketball. I love to play. I was a center. I was an undersized center. I'm 6'6", but I love basketball. And when I went to my small college, I played center. I was an undersized center. My game resembled that of Draymond Green. I was a defensive player. I love to facilitate, pass the ball. I love to block shots, rebound. I'll give you a couple of drop steps in the lane too. That Draymond Green, little Tim Duncan was like my game. Okay. When I played for a small Christian college. We had like 350 students. Okay. When I was a freshman and I played my first game, I was like maybe 200 pounds soaking wet, maybe super skinny. And we went up against a school called Davenport and they were bigger than us. And when I tell you, we got out there and we had to lose, we lost by like 80 points.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. It was crazy. These dudes had been eating steaks and potatoes since like 4 years old. They was huge. They was massive. And they dominated us and me. And you want to know something? I was glad that I had that experience looking back on it because it toughened me up. It showed me that I had a lot of work to do. So the next year, by the time I was a sophomore, I got better. Got into the weight room a little bit, learned the game of basketball in a more in-depth way, learned how to communicate better with my teammates, got some experience. The next time we went and played Davenport, hey, we didn't lose by that much. We lost by like maybe 20, okay? Fast forward to by the time I was a junior and a senior, and hey, I was around 220 pounds, 225. I gained like 20, 25 pounds of muscle working in the weight room. I had way better awareness. I was more confident because with the reps I put in over years. And by the time I was a senior, I was an All-American. Our little small Christian college was beating some of the bigger schools that were inviting us to go and play them. And we were number one in the nation towards the end of the season that year as far as our rank. I say all of that to say the competition that I experienced as a freshman, getting my butt whooped, helped to build character. It helped to show me that you don't have to have it all figured out, but having a spirit of competition and having that mental fortitude and being a competitor and being competitive and embracing adversity is the key to life. I think that the key to true happiness and true joy is going through struggle and going through adversity and not letting it damper your outlook and your mentality on life. I think we go through all of these things for a reason. And the difference and key to coming through it is how you handle all of that adversity and those tough times. It's been a weird and crazy past couple of years, I know. Throughout the pandemic, with what we have going on now with inflation, house prices crazy going through the roof, people asking $20,000, $30,000 over asking. But I wanted to just let you know that everybody doesn't have it figured out. If you're on Instagram all the time, you see people, posting on Instagram looking like they're living it up. Sometimes they don't even got it like that. Sometimes they got a fake private jet. I've seen stories about that, which is nuts. Not to knock nobody, but just saying. Instagram is the highlight reel. It's not real life. Some people do have it, but it's not real life. You only see the highlight reels. You never see the lowlights. What can you take away from really me just kind of giving my thoughts and what I've been feeling after hearing about the Mapogo lions? Never give up. Don't be afraid to fail. If you're going to fail at something, fall forward, learn from it, and get better, and live to fight another day. I think we get caught in the rut of thinking that the difference from you succeeding and winning in life is somebody else doing something to help you. And that is the wrong mentality. The difference, I'll say it again, in you reaching your fullest potential happens with you. It happens in your mind. You making the decision that, hey, I'm not satisfied with what I have going on. What do I need to do? What can I do to change what's been going on in my life? We all know the definition to insanity, right? Class, we all know the definition to insanity, right? What is it? You got it right. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Let's break the cycle. Let's live with a plan and with an approach that's proven to work. And what is that? It's embracing adversity. It's having a mentality where you know that struggle is going to come. You know that obstacles are going to be in your way, but you embrace it and you're going to get better and you're not afraid to fail. Most of the people who are successful in life have failed. Failure is part of the deal with anything that you have going on. So put it on you. What can you do in your life right now? What are some things that you wish you had going on? What can you do starting this upcoming week to improve what you got going on as far as that? Think about it. There's so many things that we have going on in our lives, and I don't think we think about them. We just, at least for me, we just kind of put things off and we just continue to go through the motions, and I could be better about that. I know. And I'm not going to act like I have it all figured out. You guys are here with me on this journey. But yeah, it doesn't sound like it, but I actually was really inspired by seeing the life of these lions and how they go about their business and how they live by the sword, die by the sword, not afraid to fail, not afraid to die to protect their families. It's inspiring. So I encourage you, when you have some free time, open up YouTube, check out the story of the Mapogo lions who are on the Sebi Sands National Park Reserve. They actually conduct safaris out there. It's in South Africa near the Kruger region. And it's some very inspiring stuff. Viewer discretion is advised. On the videos that I was watching, they show everything. I mean, everything. It's a dose of true reality, of survival of the fittest, of the circle of life. Shout out to the Lion King. But it helped to give me perspective on the importance of competing. We're all creatures here on this earth. We all need to compete to get what we want. And I also wanted to add this caveat as well. Just because you're competing does not mean you wish ill will on the next person or you want to see the other person fail. When I was playing basketball and when I was playing, organized ball, I didn't want the other team or the person I was playing with to fail. I wanted to see them at their best. When I'm competing, I want to beat you when you are at your best. I didn't want you to be injured. I didn't want anybody to be not feeling well or anything like that. I love the competition and the game, and I want to play you and I want to beat you at your best. I'm not saying I'm the best basketball player in the world. However, I am a competitor through and through. I love to compete. I love to defend. I love to, that camaraderie comes with playing sports. I think that's important for so many people. If you have kids, if you have family members or friends or a brother or sister, somebody who's of that age and they can get into organized sports, I really think it's important on showing somebody the importance of what it means to compete. It's not about being better than people on like a human rights level or anything, but learning that part of life is going to separate you from so many different. It's going to put you in another level when it comes to your mentality and how you approach things on a daily basis. I cannot emphasize that enough. And I hope this is making sense. And if it isn't, I hope that it'll help at least one person. I've been switching things around when it comes to the formats here on this podcast. Let me know what you think about it. I wanted this to just be straight, unfiltered dialogue on what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. And I hope that you guys like it. So this has been just some open-ended commentary on the importance of competition from your host, Monte Lee. This has been the Karat Juice Podcast. Do me a favor, if you enjoyed this content, go ahead and rate and review the podcast. You can listen anywhere you find podcasts. You also can watch it on Spotify. And if you are so inclined, please, I just re-emphasize, do me a favor, rate it and review it. Reviews are helpful on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. Lastly, before we get out of here, do I have any other housekeeping that I need to do? Oh, also, KaratJuicePodcast.com, KARAT Juice Podcast.com for everything Karat Juice Podcast. I'm also on Instagram at Karat Juice Pod and as well as TikTok on Karat Juice Podcast. You can find me on YouTube as well. Like, subscribe, and we're going to get out of here. I don't want to waste any more of your time. If you don't take anything else away from this podcast episode, just know this. Competition is good. You don't have to knock the next person to compete. And keep in mind that as creatures here on this earth, we are all competing. That's just a reality. Make sure that your mindset is one that's going to help you get to and above your goals. And like I say every time here on the Karat Juice Podcast, love someone, hug someone, do something good for someone, not expecting anything in return. And until next time, peace. We are gone.